Yeah, what an absolutely beautiful day. It's, I don't know, 9:15 on a Saturday morning, something like that. There it is over there, 9:20. No wind, clear as a bell for 360 degrees. Doesn't get much better than that. So time to take the RV for a bit of a spin. We've got the canola crops are starting to bloom around here and there. Really worthwhile having a look at. We'll go and see if we can find some. There we go. See you in a minute. Mount the aeroplane more or less like this. It's not, it's pretty well zoomed in, isn't it? But anyway, first of all, we actually start down here. Put the flaps up. These are manual flaps on this aeroplane. I normally just like a handbrake lever. Push it in. Work my way. I'll work in a sort of a reverse P fashion. This is fuel and it's on the left tank. There is plenty of fuel in the left tank, I've already checked. The pitch trim is set for a reasonable takeoff. Mixture we'll leave off for now. Carby heat, we can leave that where it is at the moment too. Throttle, come up. The field elevation here is about, at my hangar, is about 940. So that's pretty close. It's about 921 down at the runway itself. Got the keys up here. If the keys, I take the keys out. If the keys are not in it, then you can't have the magnetos accidentally left on because it won't come out. When I get to the airspeed indicator, I also look out the side there, and by the fuel filler cap, there's an earthing point. I have a piece of string tied onto the pitot cover, and it comes up and clips onto that earth point. So if I look out there and there's no clip on that earth point, then I've got the pitot cover. It's actually in my pocket. Back down here, this is the oil. I call it oil heat. If you can see that, it's actually a flap over the oil cooler, and I use that even in the summertime. I use that. Obviously, in the summertime, I get it off pretty quick. The fuses and switches, it's pretty basic airplane. It's not, no glass cockpit or anything. At this point, I normally reset the G meter. You don't reset a G meter after flight in an aeroplane. It's generally reset before the next flight, so that if I was a different pilot in this aeroplane, I could see that the aeroplane had previously pulled just a tiny bit over 4 Gs. So we reset that, and we're ready to go for this flight. The DG, I normally get the engine running first before I set it. We're facing a little bit north of west here, so probably about 30. Yeah, pretty close to 30, if you can see that. So we'll come around here to 30, more or less. We'll get it set when we start the engine up. So now, put the master switch on. Obviously got the radios turned off. Turn the boost pump on. There's a boost pump mounted down between the seats and where I can't see right now. But we turn it on and look for fuel pressure, which is this one here, this small gauge. Yeah, that's about where it levels out. What it means to me now is that the carburetor's full of fuel. That's all I need. I don't need it on to start the engine. This might be a bit tricky because I need sort of 3 hands to start the aeroplane and do the video. So let's get the mixture at full reach. Yeah, so we've got that in. I don't have a primer on this aeroplane. I built it with a primer and removed it after the first probably couple of hours. I didn't like it, and there was no need for it anyway. So I need to use the fuel pump on the carburetor, the accelerator pump on the carburetor. So while I'm turning the engine over, I put some, I pump the throttle, so it gives me accelerator pump. Okay, here we go. Clear prop. Okay, now that the engine's running, we'll run it up to about a 800 or 900 RPM, and we watch for oil pressure. It was a bit cool overnight, so the oil pressure is going to take a while to come up. It'll all of a sudden spring into action very shortly. No, it's okay, it's winding up slowly. We've got oil temperature over here, manifold pressure. The air gauge is flicking away there, so obviously we've got some charge going into the battery, and we've got just under 14 volts in the battery. Fuel gauges are full. Okay, time to get the radio stack fired up. I've got a master switch over here for the avionics, an avionics master. So we switch that on. Then I come over, switch on the transponder, because the transponder takes a little while to warm up. Turn on the radio and turn on the GPS. GPS is a bit of a procedure. This is about the very first GPS ever made, I think, and oh my God, I love it. I'm gonna have a real problem when this eventually does die. So once we get to this screen, we go to waypoint, airports, and it's already saying Temora, because that's where we were last time it was turned off. And we go yep, and it goes okay. Now it takes a little while to find its satellites. It's not going to suddenly spring into action, but it will get there. I don't intend to film or video the takeoff, but let's see how we go anyway. That's the view out the front from about my eye level. There's a fair bit of, engine cowl, but not much taxiway. So anyway, let's go and see how we get on.
Traffic, Temora, RB6 Papa Oscar Charlie. Taxis this time, taxiway Echo for runway 36 for a local flight.
Righto, we've done our taxi call, so let's go. I'll try and show you what I can see. So you don't go very far before you start losing sight of the taxiway and where you're going. So I tend to do S-turns, and I'll look out this side, and then I'll turn the other way, and I'll look out that side. Just how you do it with a tow wheel airplane. You can't see out the front very well, and that's pretty close to my eye level. It's actually a little bit above my eye level, so you've got a bit better view than I have. But we're in a pretty good situation right now that most of the other aviators haven't started flying yet. They're still in bed, obviously. Thankfully, I'm happy to fly by myself. I don't like carrying an empty seat very much. You know, there's lots of people out there that don't get the opportunity to fly, and I'm quite happy to take them flying. Flying an empty seat costs the same, within a few cents. It costs the same as going by yourself, but it's not. You know, somebody misses out. That's what I'm getting at. This is the front of the Aviation Museum. Their fire engine parked out the front. They do jet operations, so
They need a fire engine. That's their main display hangar. The hangar we just taxied past is their maintenance hangar. I normally do my engine run-ups over here. That poor old deer over there is not probably going to fly again. The sheep like it though. They get some shade and stuff. Okay. Now I'll try and show whatever I can. We're probably better off around the other way. Do that. Get the sun on the instruments at least so you can see them properly. That's probably good enough there. Not too bad. No, a bit further. Too far. All right. Go a bit further then. Yeah, try that. Now you've got a view of the tacho anyway. The main thing now is that we've still got our oil pressure. The oil temperature is warming slowly. The cylinder head temperature here at 257 degrees is coming up. We want full rich mixture, which I normally taxi on a little bit lean of rich. Well, we're at about 1700 RPM right now. Try and find the tacho again. Okay, it's one magneto. The other magneto not happy. Okay, well we'll lean it off and run it up a bit higher. Okay, back to 1700 again. There's your magneto. We've got a drop of about 100 RPM. Okay, that's good. We're ready to go. Let's see how we go. Nobody else coming. We're going to take off. Well, we're taking off to the north, and it's early in the morning, so the sun will be on our right-hand side. But you know, you do have to take that into consideration here. It's such a sunny. The country's sunny. Simple as that. And often I'll take a downwind landing late in the afternoon, as opposed to landing towards into the wind towards the west. That's just asking for trouble. I also make sure the engine will idle, which it obviously is. When we get down here, before we enter the runway, we're going to do shortly, get you back up to eye level again. We'll just hold here at the runway entry point. This is taxiway golf, what that big G is for over there on that gable marker. When we get here, we basically turn the transponder to alt, which is now the transponder's now transmitting our altitude, which it thinks is 600 feet. We make sure that the canopy's locked, which it is, and we're ready to go. Yeah, that's pretty good. Traffic Temora, Papa Charlie enters and lines up runway 36 for a departure to the northeast. Okay, we're going to head out to the northeast because I know there's some canola crops out that way. Got a few B1R a whole squadron of B1RDs here parked on the end of the runway. Bastards. Oh, there we go. That sort of got rid of the buggers. But there we are, lined up on 36. The last thing we want to do, there's more B1RDs going across there now. The last thing we want to do now is make sure that we're at 921 and that the directional gyro is saying 36. Get back here where you can see it. is basically saying north, or 360, same as the runway. Okay, well, I'll take you off the stick and try and hand hold you, but it might not be very good video. Hopefully the audio is working. Wait for that squadron of B1RDs to go across the other side. They've decided they want to be over the eastern side of the runway.
Papa Charlie rolls, runway 36.
Okay, we've got the boost pump on, and we're ready to go. There's more B1RDs there, and some above us as well. They're going to be on your toes at this time of year, I guess. This is Lake Centenary. The council built this lake a few years ago. Oh, look, there you can see the yellow canola crops all over the place. A lot of farmers growing canola. Canola is basically used for biodiesel. I'd say the majority of it would be used as biodiesel, biofuel. So here we are, we settled down in a cruise climb. We're climbing at about 105 knots, a little bit over. We're going up at 1,500 feet a minute. They're pretty good numbers. You know, one person on board. I've got about 3/4 fuel tanks. So we'll just maintain the runway heading.
Traffic Temora for Pasca Charlie's departed the circuit area for Temora this time, tracking out down to the north, north-northeast, on climb not above 3,500.
We're just passing through 2,500 right now. Let's have another look at the instruments. The oil pressure is happy. Manifold pressure, the oil temperature is slowly coming up. Voltage has settled itself down. We're still at 1,500, 1,400 feet a minute. And we're coming up on the 3,500 that I said we wouldn't go above. And we can start to level off there. Get rid of some of the horsepower. If we bring the power back, the manifold pressure drops off and the RPM drops off. And if those two add up to 45, like 22 and 22, okay, so 44, but if it adds up to 45, that's 65% power. So we're at 65% power now. We're going above where I said we were going to go, but anyway, let's just do some aviation stuff right now. We'll level out properly. We don't really need the boost pump anymore, although I should leave it on. We're at fairly low level. And there's a nice looking canola crop right there. You go and have a bit of a look at that one. Across the ground, I don't know whether you can read that. But we're looking at the numbers in the top right-hand corner of the GPS. We're doing 148 knots right now, which is not bad for low level. You know, we're only at 3,500 feet. If we had altitude, if we're up at 8,000 or 9,000 feet, that would be a little bit higher. The same power setting for that same. For these two instruments to add up to 45, that's 65% power. We would be going in the same direction. We'd be doing almost 160 knots. We're
and this is about a fuel flow, of course. The outcrops here, it's called the Maribara Hills. Just a little rocky outcrop. You're not going to grow anything on there except maybe goats. But, yeah, they're a feature, and they're a feature I look for when I'm coming home. You can spot them from miles away. Just have a look at this. We'll do a 360 here, and just have a look how flat the countryside is. I'll keep you level with the horizon. Or Canola. There's Temora Township over there where you just took off from. Okay, there's your 360 degrees we've been around. Currently 10 nautical miles from Temora. I haven't shut the camera down yet, and hopefully when I'm editing this, I'll edit it in, so I show you the whole flight. The whole flight's probably only going to be 10 minutes. Maybe 15, it's not going to be very long. One of our aviation group, in that little group of Canola there, there's another little outcrop of trees. The guy that owns the property, he's got a runway there, and I can go and do an approach on it. And he normally gets very cranky if you do an approach and don't land. Because as soon as he sees an airplane coming, he goes and turns the kettle on. And then he gets upset because he didn't stop. Anyway, let's go and do an approach anyway, and I'll put up with the consequences later on. Okay, we've used some aviation stuff here. We've got way too much power on. We can't land. We're not going to land, but we can't land with this much power anyway. So, in this airplane, to do a descent, all we do is back the manifold pressure off to about 19 inches. If you're back, I can close the throttle altogether and it'll come right down into the bottom. Well, then the engine's not an engine anymore, it's a vacuum pump. And you wind up with getting ring flutter. And then you wind up damaging your engine over a long period. But if you back it off to 19 inches, believe it or not, without touching anything else, we should be descending at about 500 feet a minute. The airplane will eventually settle down today. Maybe not today. Maybe I didn't trim it properly when we first started off. But yeah, that's this guy's property there next to the wing right now. His Canola's not quite as advanced as everybody else's. And there's his runway right off the wingtip. Right, there's his hangar just coming into view on the wingtip. I don't like upsetting him, but I guess he's going to just have to get annoyed today. We're in more or less we're not way too much altitude. We've got a few options to get rid of that altitude. One of them is to slow the airplane down and get rid of some of that speed. Then put some flaps down. Actually, we can get a fair bit of flap down. And then speed back up again. As long as we don't go outside that white arc. Get it up to the top of the white arc. The reason for the white arc is the flaps are not real keen. The flaps are not very happy about overspeeding. They're going to be the weak link on this particular airplane. Other airplanes will be different, but this airplane, the weak link is the flaps. We do more or less a glide approach into his property. We're on a high lift base for his property right now. Good ways out that direction. There we are, lined up on final right now. But like I say, we're not going to land. Okay, we're probably about 500 feet above the ground now. We can get rid of the carby heat. Matter of fact, we'll start backing the flaps off and put a little tickle of power on. Oh, not a huge amount of power, a tickle. Oh, all right, well, in that case, what we'll do is we'll do a bit of a run along his strip. There's your trigger. I guess while we're down this low, we can probably go and see if we can find a canola crop. There's no straight ahead, that's pretty good. These little puddles of water here, they're in this part of the world they're called gill guys. You've got to be careful not to drive your harvester into them when you've got a wheat crop in that paddock. They do dry out in the summertime, but they're a dangerous thing. The harvesting machines don't like them. The farmer's going to be very happy with his crop, I'd say. I'm not a farmer, so I wouldn't have to worry, but it looks good to me. On this canola is so bright that it hurts your eyes to look at it in the middle of the day when it's in full flower. This is still coming. This has still got some distance to go yet until it came its full brightness. This other crop here is probably wheat. We grow a lot of wheat in Temora, in this area of central New South Wales, or northern Riverina is the technical name for it. It's getting a bit bouncy, glider pilots will be absolutely beautiful. Yeah, well, out there somewhere. Getting off a little bit. We're looking at exhaust gas temperature here. Maximum is about 1300, so we want to be about 30 degrees below that. That's probably about it right there. Temora, RV6 Papa Oscar Charlie, currently 5 nautical miles to the east inbound at 2,500. And retracting to join a midfield crosswind from runway 36. Okay, we're going to use the same runway to land on as what we took off on. It may only has 1 or 2 knots of downwind component. And of course, the runway height is about 900 feet. It's actually 921, but 900 feet. So we want to be down to about 1900 before we cross that. The runway we're going to land on is the one going across in front of us. So we just need to get back to our 19 inches of manifold pressure again. Lifting the engine up. And we want to be down to about the 900 feet before we get to that left-right runway, which is runway 3618. We're almost there now, we're almost at the altitude I want. Oh, actually, the wind is actually favouring that 36 runway. Fantastic. Unbelievable. Traffic Temora for Pascal Charlie, shortly be joining a midfield crosswind for runway 36 full stop. At our 900 feet. Get the power back on so that we maintain our 900 feet. And of course there's nobody else flying. I don't know. I generally don't fly on a weekend. I leave that up to the people that work all week. The only day they've got to fly and enjoy themselves is basically Saturday and Sunday. But for some reason they're not out there, well fair enough, I'll take advantage of it. I'm going to have to let you go there for a minute. We'll turn downwind. The Pascal Charlie's downwind runway 36. Temora, full stop. Now we just need the mixture full, reach brakes off. Your booster pump is on. We use that so that if we, just in case we need to do a go around, we've got the fuel will be available. Get rid of pretty much we can glide from here. Pretty much get rid of all of the power. Get the carby heat on. And slow down into the wide arc, which we're in the wide arc now, so we can go for I've got a half a stage of flap on this aeroplane, and that half a stage of flap also acts as a bit of a speed brake. You can actually operate it outside the wide arc, and it's not going to complain. There's about 70 knots, which is what I'm aiming for in this base leg. I've got the trim full out right now, and we're passing through 800 feet. I won't go for full flap just yet. We'll get on to final first. We're coming on to final now, and through 600 feet. Now I'm easily going to make the runway from here, and I'm at idle, so I can go for full flap. There we go, full flap, which should be about 65 knots. Now if I want to adjust my altitude, I can get rid of that carby heat as well, we're below 500. If I want to adjust my altitude, I can speed up right now. And speed up gives me way more drag, and with the extra drag, I lose altitude. But it's not, this is basically a glide approach. I haven't put any power back on since we turned onto the base leg. There we are. Coming up now on 3.6. Yeah. I'm going to arrange to take somebody for a fly this afternoon. They're quite a big person. So last night I pumped the tyres up on this, and it doesn't land the way I'm used to. That's my excuse for bad landing anyway. Okay. Now we've got to do is get off the runway.
take this turn off.
Passenger Charlie's landed and clear of all runways.
Okay, so at this point we turn the transponder off because we don't want anybody knowing where we are. We can turn the boost pump off. We can reset the trim. I know I should be stopped while I'm doing this, but that's all it takes. The GPS, we can police ourselves whether we have it on or not. And I've also put the flaps up. We don't need the GPS. I'm pretty sure I can find my hanger from here. So we can turn the GPS off. There we go. But we do have to leave the radio on. This is, it's called a CTAF-R, which it's Common Radio Traffic Frequency, CTAF. But it also requires that you carry and use a radio. So yeah, there's a museum, which is a major part of Temora. My hanger's up the end of Taxiway Echo there. Again, turn, look out the side, turn the other way, look out that side. Just the joys of flying a tailwheel aeroplane. Flying a tailwheel aeroplane and videoing at the same time is really, really good fun. Engine's got the washing out. Sam's windsock could use some work. There's my hanger there with the Renegade waiting for us. Be a nice day for the Renegade as well, but I've got to do some work today. Now we can get rid of the radio. There we go, but I'll leave the intercom on so that you can still hear me. I'll just make sure the magnetos actually turn off. Yeah, so the magnetos are off when the switch is in the off position, but I don't turn them off that way. That's that's a two-stroke way of doing things. And now I pull the mixture. There we go. Normally at this point I'd turn the avionics master off, but I've got it on so that you can hear me. Turn the switch off, take the key out and put the key up there. That way I know that all I've got to do is look in here and I know that the magneto switch can't be switched on and the off position does actually turn off. And that's it. That's all for today, I think. So this is, I didn't show you this. Airplane wants to go flying again. This is the intercom. We can turn the intercom off and I'm going to lose you now. There we go. Bye now. Right, that's it. A master switch for avionics is on and the master switch is off. That's it. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little tour around this morning. That's my part of the world. See you later. Bye now.